Isn't it weird how some of the budget-friendly stuff can work better than the premium stuff? So that's what we're going to talk about today. A mixer right here, the FiFINE SC3. This thing has a couple of tricks up its sleeve that my Rodecaster Duo has some issues with, and this thing does it just fine. We'll talk about that here later, and we're going to talk about the mixer by itself. So yeah, let's talk about the budget-friendly mixer, the FiFINE SC3. So after that little intro, let's talk about this mixer here for a second. This is an XLR and 3.5 millimeter input mixer. So you have XLR and then you have a headset. Right now I have this budget friendly, it's the own one you can get from Walmart. It's a little $20 headset hooked into it. And I've been doing some testing and stuff like that. But we'll go over the features. It can use a dynamic and a condenser mic. So it's got the 48 volt phantom button right here. Press it, right? I would say don't try running this with like a Shure SM7B or anything like that. It's probably not going to do that because I mean it doesn't have its own. I mean, it does have its own power, but I wouldn't expect this to push an SM7B. And then we've got a couple of things on here. You can change the color scheme, obviously, with the LEDs. You can change your voice. There's 6 presets: male, female, robot, monster, baby, elder. There's an electric voice where you can change the pitch of your voice. And then you've got custom buttons, A, B, C, and D, where you can add some of your own stuff to the mixer. With that being said, the mixer it's got some I/O on the back. It's got a line out, a headphones, a line in, and then your XLR import. And then also a headset, so you can plug in a headset with a microphone. Do need to say that if you plug in the headset, the XLR port does not work. So if you plug it in over here, it'll default to your headphone or your headset microphone, like this right here. On the front of it, you've got four sliders, faders, and they react depending on when you push up. Each one you do, it'll react. I don't know if you're seeing that or not, but. So you've got your microphone fader, you've got a line in fader, your headphone fader, and then a line out fader. And it does work with OBS. If we switch over to my other screen here, I'll show you this really quick. If we open up our audio devices inside of Windows, you can see we got an output device, the SC3 for an output device, and then we have an input device for the SC3. And then if we go into OBS here, so you can set OBS to use both of these. For the input capture, obviously microphone, right? And if you want an output capture, you can go to the speakers. It's kind of like your stream, and that is that. So, works just fine. As you can see, it's picking up the microphone from the headset. I'll go ahead and mute that. So now that we've looked at a brief overview of this, the thing that I started talking about from the beginning about what it does that, like my Rodecaster Duo has issues with, if I plug it into the PlayStation, from my other screen you saw I already had hooked up to the PlayStation, I'm able to hook my headset up and use my headset and the microphone from my headset while this is plugged into the PlayStation. We'll show you that here. Let me make this a full screen and we'll hop over to the PlayStation. Okay, as you can see, we're at the PlayStation now. If we go into settings, we go down to sound. You'll see from the input, I don't have anything else plugged in anyway. And for the output, there is nothing else. So we'll go ahead and plug this into the PlayStation. I am plugging this into the back of the PlayStation, by the way. Now we'll go to microphone. And it'll show up as a USB headset, so that's good. And to adjust the microphone level, headset. It's coming through. I don't have mic monitor on the mixer, but if I do, you'll hear this. So give me a second, I'll hit that and you'll hear it. Check, 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 check. So there's that. So now that we've got the microphone working, we'll go back to the other audio. The audio output. We'll change it over to USB headset. And then we're going to go into Mortal Kombat and we will show you that the audio is coming through this. The reason why I use the intro for Mortal Kombat is because it uses both channels and you can tell if it's not hitting both channels on a headset or your speakers. So let's watch this through really quick.
Having liberated the hourglass and become keeper of time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it.
So there you have it. The FiFINE SC3, that's a mouthful, tongue twister, SC3. Working with the PlayStation. Again, if you're familiar with just about any other mixer with 4 faders on it, this one will be fine with the I/O on the back. It does work, works really well. Might need to go into OBS and adjust the gain a little bit to up it when it's going to OBS, because it is a little bit soft on the sound when it's coming through. But overall, the mixer is a pretty good mixer. It's I'll have all these links for this in the description below. It's a good mixer. If you want something a little bit on the budget-friendly side, pick one of these up, take a peek at it. Works with the PlayStation, Xbox, and you can plug the Switch, headphone jack of the Switch into this. So I've tested it with all the consoles. Works just fine. You can actually also use this with the iPad and with Camo Studios. If you're streaming with an iPad and using that as your streaming PC, you can hook this up and use the microphone in the mixer for your iPad. So yeah, short little video about this budget mixer, the FiFINE SC3. Have any questions? As always, comment section below. I'll get to as many as I possibly can, and we'll see you on the next one.